The welcome series, one of the most commonly used email marketing flows. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you how to build the welcome series, some of the best things you need to apply, as well as a bunch of secret little filters that you need to add to this flow to make sure it follows best practice. Also, I'm probably going to reveal some stuff that you didn't know about when it comes to the timing of the emails and how to actually make sure that your emails are being received by the people at the right time to maximize the subscription to conversion rate of your welcome series, and also just making sure that you're getting more product into your customers' hands. My name's Gavin. I make these videos to show you how to do email and SMS marketing. If you need a hand with this stuff, link down in the description. But without wasting any over your time, let's get into the video. Okay, this is how I build out the welcome series for all of my clients. A little bit embarrassed by the position of my shirt there. Let's do this. Now, you actually have access to this board. This is a Miro board that I use pretty much to illustrate the welcome series for everybody. Link in the description of this video. Now, let's run through it here. The first thing we have to consider, though, is that the welcome series is typically triggered off of sign-up forms, right? And the purpose of the welcome series is to get the first purchase across the line. So I'm not going to go too much into depth in terms of what we actually want to do from a sign-up form perspective, but just know from within the sign-up form, we're trying to capture their email address, we're trying to capture what they're interested in, and I have a link to the description, or rather in the description of this video, that goes over my sign-up form strategy. So check that out if you want to figure out how to set this stuff up here. But we want to figure out what they're interested in, and we want to give them the discount code on the final step of the sign-up form. Now, once you have that stuff set up, the sign-up forms rather, you should be able to then trigger all of these flows here, okay? Or rather, the welcome series. So make sure that wherever this sign-up form, when they click this button, points them to a specific list that also triggers the welcome series, which is the newsletter list. Now, the first thing you want to make sure is that the list that triggers the welcome series is set to single opt-in. So what does that mean? If I go into Klaviyo here and I click list and segments, and then I find the list that we have that triggers the welcome series. So we'll look for that here. We'll say it's email list here. And I click that list and I click settings in the top right-hand corner and I click consent. Make sure it's set to single opt-in. If it's set to double opt-in, somebody will have to confirm twice that they want to receive email marketing, which is not what you want to do. You want to set this to single opt-in. The only time you're going to want to use double opt-in is when your deliverability is really, really bad, i.e. you're landing in the spam folder. Other than that, use single opt-in. Okay, so that's what's going to trigger the welcome series. The other things you want to change within the filters for the welcome series is the filters. So the flow filters are really important. Okay, so you have the trigger, which is somebody signing up to the newsletter, and the filter you want to set to can receive email marketing and placed orders 0 times overall time and bounced emails 0 times in the last 30 days. So the reason we add these filters is because we want them to be able to receive email marketing, meaning they've opted in, and they've placed orders 0 times overall time. The reason we do this is because more often than not in the welcome series, we have a discount code that we give people for those who have never ordered before. It's only valid for first time use. And so we want to make sure that they're only in this flow if they've placed an order 0 times. If they've placed an order 0 times, they should then go through this flow, right? And therefore get the message about the discount code. If they place an order, they should be removed from this flow. And if you want to do the education around the brand that the welcome series typically does, do that through campaigns and do that through a post-purchase thank you flow, okay? Because if you have a post-purchase thank you flow set up, you don't want the welcome series to be working at the same time as the post-purchase thank you flow. By adding the filter placed order 0 times overall time, you remove anybody who has placed an order. Now keep in mind, flow filters here are applied before every email, not at the start of the email. So let me show you what I mean. If we go into a welcome series here, we have profile filters, okay? Profile filters are applied at the start before every single email. So if somebody places an order at the 3rd email, right down here, that profile filter will be applied before each email goes out, meaning they'll be kicked out of the flow at the 3rd email. So make sure you add those filters there. I like to add the bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days, especially in the welcome series, as it removes anybody who gives you an invalid email address. You're going to get a lot of typos or fake emails in your sign-up forms when you're giving offers, right? You want to make sure that you're removing those people from your welcome series, because essentially those guys are just going to affect your deliverability. So bounced email 0 times since starting the flow. Let me show you how to correct that and build that within in Klaviyo directly. As you can see here, person can receive email marketing and place an order 0 times over all time. Notice it's not or, it's and. And what somebody has or has not done, bounced email, you type this one out, bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days. There we go. That's our thing. Then we have the email list. They're added to that list. This is set to single opt-in. Now let's go into the actual welcome series itself. The first email that you send, you want to immediately give the reader their discount code, okay? The discount code that you've already given them on the sign-up form. Do not force somebody to go into their email to get the discount code, by the way. Make sure you have the discount code in the final step of your sign-up form. Don't force somebody off your website to spend money with you. It's stupid. But if you do give the discount code on the sign-up form, you also want to give it in the first email of the welcome series. So the first email should just be very clear. Hey, don't forget to use your discount code. Here's your offer. I mean, take a look at this email that we designed here. Here it is. Super clear. Use your discount code. Use your discount code. First email, 10% off, ready, rock. That's all you want to do. After 12 hours, you want to send a follow-up. People who place an order, 90% of your purchases are going to happen within the first 72 hours of somebody subscribing to your email marketing. A lot of people, roughly 70% of people who are shopping with you are also actively shopping with other brands at the same time. The brand that's going to win and get the customer's purchase is going to be the brand that has the better product, the better offer, and who reiterates the offer more to those people who are in the buying mindset. So you can beat other brands by having a better offer, having a better product, and reiterating that offer more than they do within that 72-hour buying window, which is why after 12 hours, we send an email that says, hey, don't forget you still have your discount code, remind them of the discount code, and potentially even bump the discount code up. Keep in mind, people are only going to get this second email if they don't place an order after 12 hours. So you want to try and be a little bit more aggressive. By the way, we do not see an increase in unsubscribe rates when we are more aggressive with the welcome series and the messaging we have here. So after 12 hours, send them a follow-up email with that discount code. Now, after 24 hours, this is where things get interesting. We have a conditional split that separates people based off of what they're interested in. Keep in mind, I haven't gone through how we capture the interest categories here, but go through my video that focuses on sign-up forms, link in the description down below, to figure out how do we do this. But what we're doing in the sign-up form is we're figuring out what people are interested in. They tell us what they're interested in, and we tag their profile with their interest category. This conditional split finds out if they have told us what they're interested in. Interest category is set, meaning are they interested? Let me show you what this looks like directly in Klaviyo. See this? Properties about somebody, interest category is set. If it is set, meaning they have told us what they're interested in, as you can see 80% of people have done, they go down the left-hand side. I did a bit of live editing here, just because I want it to match the Klaviyo flow. So if they've told us what they're interested in, i.e. their interest category is set, they go down the yes side. If it's no, we know that they have not told us what they're interested in, meaning they did not complete this second step of the sign-up form, which means in this email here, 1C, we do two things. We reiterate the discount code. Keep in mind, every single email in the welcome series should make the offer front and center, and then we ask them what they're interested in. What we ask them should match what we asked them on the sign-up form. So if we take a look at this email here, you'll notice, take a look at this, we're asking them what they're interested in. Here are the main areas our community explores. Tell us what you're interested in. Is it weight loss, muscle development, body healing, anti-aging, immune support? When they click that, notice here it's a placeholder, it will take them to the collection on the store, but it will also update their profile property with a tag. Let me show you what this tag looks like. It has to match what you asked them in the sign-up forms, but we are tagging their profile property with their interest category. Take a look at this. Look, what are you interested in? We update profile property, I'm gonna give you this link in the thing as well, and then we redirect them to their store. So I'm gonna make sure you have this here. I think I've already got it here. Yeah, it's right here. Look, so when we click that button, it updates their profile property. You change the profile property with interest category, and the value changes with what they're interested in. So in this case, if it's weight loss, we update the profile property, interest category, with the value of weight loss. So now we know that they're interested in weight loss. And this is where things get interesting. Because once they tell us what they're interested in, we wait 24 hours, and if they still haven't placed an order, we send them down different splits in the flow that split people up based on what they have told us they're interested in. In this case, this is for an MMA brand. In the live example, we're looking at a dietary supplement brand. So you'll notice that things are a little different when we look at the flow and the Miro board here. But we can see here, conditional split, interest category. If it contains weapons, they go on the left-hand side. If it contains MMA, they go on the left-hand side. If it doesn't contain weapons, they go right, and they match, and it's just like a waterfall, right? Are they interested in weapons? Yes. If it's a no, they go down here. Are they interested in MMA? If it's yes, they go down here. So this is what we're doing. We're actually sending people down different splits in the welcome series. We're asking them what they're interested in, and then we're talking specifically to that collection that they told us they're interested in. So this email here will speak specifically to weapons. This email here will speak specifically to MMA. This email here will speak specifically to Taekwondo. And what we're doing is we're taking that zero-party data, what the reader is interested in, and we're sending them down different paths to create emails that speak specifically to their interest category. So this email here will highlight, for example, the best weapons that we have with the discount code. This email here will speak specifically to the best MMA material that we have with the discount code. So we're speaking specifically to that interest category, okay? Now, after 4 days, you can change this time delay. I'm actually gonna change this to 2 days. We can send them a follow-up email where we'll say something like, hey, don't forget your discount code is ending soon, or try and build some urgency in there. Now keep in mind, if you're gonna build urgency, you need to be authentic. If the discount code is not gonna end, you cannot lie and say something like, hey, your discount code is ending. That's illegal, not allowed to do that. Company just got sued for that recently, so be mindful of that. If it's not gonna end, just try and build some urgency without explicitly saying that your offer is going to end here, okay? So after 2 days, have an email that has an offer. Now, I've actually included a link to a timer tool that I like to use, which is SendTrick, and you're able to build timers into your emails that, let me just show you here. I'll click the link here. Note, this is not an affiliate link here, but it essentially gives you countdown timers in your emails. Kind of cool, see? Then after 1 day, you can do some interesting stuff where you kick people out of the flow, but I'm gonna leave it at that, okay? So there you go. That is how you build a welcome series that will convert. You can also tack on more emails if you want. You can add more emails to the end of the welcome series, maybe interlace some plain text emails if you can. One cool thing you can do is if you have campaigns that are evergreen, i.e. not time sensitive, you can add those emails into your welcome series to essentially just build a really, really long welcome series. The only thing I recommend doing is if you're adding those campaigns to your welcome series, make sure you include the welcome series offer in these emails here that you add as time goes on. If you have any questions, let me know. This is the best practice that I use for my agency and all of my clients when it comes to email and SMS marketing. Subscribe to the newsletter, description down below. Obviously, if you want this resource, you're gonna be subscribed to my newsletter anyway. If you need help with your email and SMS marketing, let me know. I do coaching, I do implementation, all of that good stuff. You can find out how to find me, link in the description as well. And check out my other videos. I go through pretty much every single flow you can possibly imagine on this channel, and I got a bunch of free resources, so check them out. We'll see you in the next video.